Here's my sign. Here's my sign. Here's my coffee. Got everything we need. I want to go back to bed. Tried to get up early. Didn't work. Oh well. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Today is Thursday, July 18th, 2019. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. I picked up a bag of Four Sigmatics. What is it? It's chaga and lion's mane coffee. It's coffee with some mushroom stuff added. That's a cat toy. It's good coffee. It's not great coffee. Thought I'd try it. Mushrooms are becoming an increasingly prominent aspect of my diet. They do some pretty cool stuff. Mushrooms are more closely related to people genetically than they are plants, if I'm remembering that correctly. I think so. Anyways, we share a lot of genetic material with mushrooms, which is why they can do so many powerful, cool things. We should eat more mushrooms. We should all eat more mushrooms. So it was yesterday. Yesterday was Wednesday. We had a crazy hard rainstorm. Didn't have any damage here at my home at whistlekick headquarters, but there was definitely some damage elsewhere. What did I do? Got a bunch of work done. Ordered some product. Some more orders coming. I don't know why the cat chooses this time to play and be annoying. I think it's because she knows I can't play with her. I've been sitting here for 20 minutes, just checking up on the world on my phone, and she just stared at me, and now she's playing. Oh, cat. Oh, it's a piece of junk mail that I balled up for her. Her favorite toy is a ball of paper. She's a strange animal. I don't know if you can hear that. I'll show you. Cat, you're making a liar out of me. She's so lame. Cats are lame. I mean, she's my cat, and I love her, but she's lame. What is going on today? So first, there's a new episode of Martial Arts Radio out. You should check that out. It is on the topic of balancing your career with martial arts with a listener from the community, Mr. Raymond Audie. He wrote in and said, "Hey, I'm having some trouble balancing this stuff in my life." And I said, "Okay, let's have a conversation about it. Let's record it and share it with everyone." And he said, "Okay." So we did. It was a good conversation. Nice guy. So that just dropped. You can find that here on YouTube or in your podcast feed. And later today, I have lunch with Mr. Glenn Stafford, who was on the show as episode number 2. He lives in Tennessee, but is back visiting, and so we're going to have lunch. Good guy. Good friend. Coffee's like the perfect temperature now. It's still hot, but hot enough that I can actually drink it. Cooled off enough I can drink it. Words. What else is going on today? Having dinner with another past guest of the show, Mr. Daniel Hartz. Sometimes it's funny. I don't think of Glenn as a martial arts friend. I don't think of Daniel as a martial arts friend, but they are. And it's only because I'm talking to you and trying to give you some context for who these people are in my life that I realize how much of my life is filled with martial artists. I just realized this. Cool. All right, what else going on today? Not much. Just pretty standard day work. So let's get into the questions. There are some questions here to answer. And if you want to ask me a question, drop it below. I'll answer it tomorrow. All right. We got some feedback on my glasses that I wore yesterday. You'll get yesterday's episode. You'll see my new blue blocker glasses. Apparently, this is me demonstrating glasses. I have no idea why. In sparring, which is the most important, speed, power, or technique? Dramatically depends on what kind of sparring. If you're talking about typical point sparring, speed overall. If you're talking about something that's... Would you stop clawing the carpet? Stop it. If you're talking about something full contact, then it can vary depending on your fighting style. Now, Superfoot Bill Wallace would say it's still speed. It's always speed. And his logic is that speed being a component of power, you don't need a ton of strength behind a technique if it's fast. It's still powerful. I agree to a certain extent. And I fully understand that extent is completely unqualified because I've never fought a full contact fight. And I'm certainly not the greatest kicker of all time. It is probably speed regardless. But I think so in point sparring, it's going to be overwhelmingly speed. Depending on other rule sets, other levels of contact, it may be less overwhelming. Unfortunately, technique is almost never going to be more important. Which I'm surprised that I'm saying that. Do I really think that? I think you need a certain base level of technique, and beyond that, you don't need more. You need a certain base level of power. And beyond that, more is better, but it's not necessary. Or not as helpful. There we go. It's not as important to improve as the speed is. What are you doing? There's a cat. Hey, look at the camera. Anyone want a cat? She's such a weird animal. How realistic is it to not include firearms in someone's self-defense plans? Oh, such a can of worms. Okay. Here are the two ways you can look at this. You can look at firearms self-defense as being something that everyone should at least consider and address because, unfortunately, firearms are fairly pervasive in our society, and there is a reasonable chance that if you are assaulted, a firearm may be involved. The other way you can look at that is firearms are such a significant force multiplier, and the fact that it is very difficult, or at least expensive, to train with realistic firearms to understand whether or not your actions are appropriate, fast enough, that for a lot of people it just gives them a false sense of confidence and that you shouldn't do it. Let me read the question again. How realistic is it to not include? I don't think it's realistic. I think if you are putting forward a self-defense program that claims realism and real-world application, firearms should be part of it. I also think that if you are going to train to defend against a firearm, you need to understand how to use a firearm. I don't know how you can try to understand the way something works in from the angle of self-defense without trying to understand how it works in usage. To understand how a firearm works, I think, is a critical part of defending against it. Just as you would any technique. Why would you, if you wanted to understand how to defend against a boxer, wouldn't it make sense to take boxing lessons? If you wanted to understand how to defend against a hook kick, you should learn how to throw a hook kick. I think it's important. I think most self-defense programs, at least the ones I've experienced, grossly oversimplify firearms and knives and self-defense overall, really. But they're out there. We have to learn how to protect against them. Full disclosure, if someone tries to take your wallet using a firearm, give them your wallet. You can replace everything in your wallet. You cannot replace your life. The time you defend against a firearm is when there is no other option. It is the last option. Okay? For most people, that is my advice for all self-defense situations. Not just firearms. Which do you think would protect your home more effectively, a dog or a home security system? I suppose there are some statistics out there. So my answer is going to be speculative. It's not going to be anything definitive. I have a security system. I have always had a security system in some fashion. A lot of people make the mistake of installing a security system thinking it's a deterrent, but then doing nothing to notify would-be criminals that they have a security system. They fail to put up the signs or the stickers or anything like that, which I think is just ludicrous. Most pets are not going to be great deterrents. But a dog who will bark, who has a bit of distrust for strangers, from what I have read, granted it's anecdotal, I don't have any statistics on me, a dog like that is a deterrent. People who break into homes either have a specific target in mind or they're looking for an easy target. A dog does not make a house an easy target. A security system does not make a house an easy target. And remember, a security system is less about... A dog is trying to address the issue in the moment. A security system is attempting to give you recourse after the fact. I live 10 minutes away from the nearest police station. They're not getting here before. If someone chooses to break into my home, they're not getting here before they take whatever they want. But because I have cameras in a variety of places, not all of which are obvious, I should have some footage of the people, right? I should have footage of their license plate on their car or their face or whatever else. Yeah. And then, of course, you do things. You have safes. You hide valuables. You gotta be smart. I'm certainly not an expert in this. Right, Cat? You're not going to protect the house. She would probably ask for either hide or ask for more food. All right, homework in a second. If you want to ask me a question, drop it below. I'll answer it tomorrow. Don't forget you can find First Cup in your podcast feed. Please do. Help us grow the show. Help me grow the show. I enjoy doing this show, but let's be real. Waking up early to drink coffee and talk to people is a little more impactful for me when I know that there are more of you out there. I would not do this show if no one was watching. Okay, that's real. What else? Go check out a new episode of Martial Arts Radio with Mr. Raymond Audi as we talk about his career and balancing that with martial arts. All right, here's your homework. So you are going to go through things today, whether you're at class or not. You are going to do things that are physical. They could be walking from A to B, could be going to the gym, it could be martial arts, it could be lifting something up. And I want you to be aware of the speed, the power, and the technique that you're using. I want you to figure out today which of those three you rely on the most and which of those three you should improve. We all have our go-tos. And I've observed this through multiple physical disciplines. This happens in weight training, CrossFit, in martial arts, in parkour. Some people try to be really fast. Some people try to be really strong. Some people try to do it really right. And it tends to reflect your personality. Identify which of those three you are and understand how that relates to your life and why maybe you should consider working on a different aspect. I will see you back here tomorrow for Friday. Woo! I hope you have a great day. Peace.